Shalom. I want to give all the praises, all the honor, all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodesh. Excuse me. I want to give double honors to the apostles, to the elders, the great millstone. Peace, love, honors, and salutation unto the hopeful elect that are out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Palau with another lesson through the spirit and power of our Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And I was just watching something real quick. Something about the world's most dangerous places. And they were in Jackson, Mississippi. And you got these niggas glorifying that, their state, is the murder capital, this, the murder capital, that. It's funny too, because as soon as I decided to put on a lesson, my allergies kicked in. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Lord willing, this leads to edification. Because one thing with you Israelites, you gang banging ass niggas, you glorify this money. You glorify this way of living, this wicked way of living. But what are you gonna do when all hell starts to break loose? In Jacob's trouble. What are you gonna do in Jacob's trouble? All that money you flashing, what are you gonna do when all the money is digital now? Huh? Let me read this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time that shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Now, we could equate this to all the wicked people of the world, but we're focusing on the tribes now. So the Lord said, many great miseries shall be done to you, because you're not out here, listening to the men of the Lord, doing the work of the Lord. Salakia. You're not out here doing none of these things. But the men of the Lord are out here, telling you and warning you and showing you the right way, man. So the scripture said, many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter times. And we're in these latter times, man. We're in the end. We're in the very last hour. We're hanging on, for, I would say, two more major prophecies. Well, 3. Jacob's trouble, which we're fastly approaching Jacob's trouble. The MOTB and World War III, which is right here, man. If you're paying attention to everything that's going on in society, as the scriptures say, what he answered me then, 2nd Ezra 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I've told thee before, then shalt thou understand it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? So we're measuring these times, and through, the scriptures, we filter everything and we understand and know what time we're in. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, which we're clearly seeing. We're seeing earthquakes and we're seeing uproars of the people. Right now, you got people all over these African countries. You got people rioting, in England. You got people rioting, because of the migrants and everything. But in these African countries, they're rioting because of unfair wages. In 2012, we saw a big escalation of these riots when it started with Egypt. You know, it says, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yashai, spake of these times from the, it's like it spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right? The Lord always spoke about these things, man. You know, from the beginning, the Lord has been speaking about the end of this world. It says, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And the scriptures tell you, better is the end of the thing than the beginning. You know, so back to this, many great miseries, man. Many great miseries gonna fall upon you, especially you Israelites that know you're Israelites, you know, that call yourself being in the truth. You know, this is gonna fall upon you because you're not out there speaking the right thing. Now you got this guy Hassad changing up everything, man. He's changing up everything. Now Jeremiah 14:2 is not talking about the people, the black, it's talking about the gates. You know, it's gonna get worse. This guy's gonna get worse and worse, man. So a guy like that is living in his full pride. Him and Hakkad, they're living in their full pride, man. Them guys ain't out there for the Lord. They're out there for their own fucking gains. I bet you if people stop sending them fucking donations, they'll stop making videos. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, saith the Lord. Slacken. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Excuse me. I ain't yawning all freaking night. As soon as I start doing a lesson, here comes Satan. I believe that happened to the brother Manat Zak from LA. I was watching his video earlier. He said the same thing. Yeah, here goes my allergies too. Watch, as soon as I finish this lesson, everything goes away. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Right, so there's a time of Jacob's trouble. And Jacob represents the 12 tribes, man. So there's a time where Jake is going to be in great distress, great trouble, great mourning because of everything that's going on. And all you gang banging ass niggas out there, man, shoot them up, kill them up, stab them up niggas out there, man, you are going to fucking perish in these times, man. The Lord is going to deal with you. All you niggas, you think you got away with the shit you got away with, man? You know, you done committed all sorts of adultery. You know, you done did things to the men of the Lord. You think the Lord ain't hear the prayers and cries that he's been praying unto, that we've been praying unto him? All you niggas that did all these wicked shit, man, and still doing these wicked things, man. And all you niggas that came into the truth, learned the word, and did absolutely nothing with it, the Lord's gonna fucking deal with you, man. The Lord's gonna deal with your lazy ass, man. It says, for that day is great, and you ain't gonna have a hedge. You're not gonna have the angels to protect you. The Lord ain't gonna protect you. It says, for I wanted to go into verse 8 as well. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. Right, so the Lord's gonna break the so-called white man's yoke from off our necks, man. Meaning his rulership, his grasp on us, man. Salaka. I don't want this thing to play. No. Salaka, bear with me 1 second. You know, the Lord's gonna take his yoke from us, man. He ain't gonna be able to rule up over us no more. It says, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Right, so we ain't gonna be under the servitude of all these other nations. They ain't gonna be gaining off of us, man. You know, and I wanted to go into the commentary real quick. It says, and strangers shall serve no more of themselves. So look, this shows that this prophecy cannot be understood of the deliverance from the Babylonian captivity, because after this, strangers did serve themselves of the Jews, right? So after the Babylonian captivity, we went into another captivity. It says, and they were servants unto the Persians. So we went into the Persian captivity, and Grecians into the Greece captivity, and especially to the Romans, of whom they were entirely subdued, right? 70 AD. So this prophecy of Jacob's trouble was not when we were going into the captivity of the Babylonians. This prophecy, as it says, this showed the prophecy cannot be understood of the deliverance of Babylon. Babylon, Persia, Greece, or Rome. Right. So it's talking about what? America. This is because each and every after each and every one of these captivities, we went back into slavery. After the Persians, we went to captivity under the Grecians because they took over the Persians, and the Romans took over the Grecians. So Jacob's trouble can only be understood in these times, in these days. You see? And you can read the rest. Of course, they go off, but you can read the rest if you want to. But I got the point. So let's go into some things that's going to happen in Jacob's trouble, or leading up to Jacob's trouble, or in these times, what's going to happen. It says, Second Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right, their unbelief. Now, if I should just get to the point, let me get to the point. Here it is, verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up against another. It shall stand up, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings right. So all you gangbanging ass niggas, man, I'm looking for you to be destroyed in these times, man. Glorifying that wicked ass fucking life, man. Murdering and selling drugs to your own people. It says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People ain't gonna give a fuck. First of all, the police ain't gonna be around to help you. They're gonna be trying to help themselves. That's how bad it's gonna be out here. It's gonna be lawless, man. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? You're going to have blockades, just like in the time of Hurricane Katrina. Jake was trying to go into the Edomite neighborhood for help, and they were getting blown away. For because of the pride of the cities shall be troubled. For because of pride, the cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, right? Men shall be afraid. And men shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses. And this is why Isaiah 4:1 is going to be there, because these women, they ain't going to be able to survive these times without a man of the Lord on their side. So brothers that don't have women now, you ain't got to worry, man. Just hold on for a little bit, and so soon enough, you'll have plenty. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, and shall destroy their house with the sword or gun. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right, and when niggas is starving, niggas do nigga shit, man. So horrible things are gonna happen, man. So I could go into the 16th chapter, but I'm gonna end it there, man, because I am a little tired and I gotta wake up for work. So I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashum, Yahweh Shai, Bahashum, Racha HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, honors, and salutation to those for the elect. Shalom.